Hello everyone, welcome to Surface Noise. Today is vinyl update number 24. So I'll be showing off a few things I've got in the last while, probably mostly January purchases. Showing those off, and we'll get going with that in just a sec. All right, we're back. So we'll just get right into it. Quite a few here. So first of all, recently I did some shopping at Red Rum Records. Haven't been there for a little while, so I wanted to pop in while I was in the area. Picked up a couple things. Miles Davis, Milestones. This is a reissue, different cover. It's a special series, I guess. This is the Jazz Images, I think it's called. So you can see the little picture in the thing. That's the original cover for this. Pretty well-known record, I think. Features Miles Davis, John Coltrane tenor sax, Cannonball Adderley on alto sax, Red Garland, Paul Chambers, Philly Joe Jones on drums, Paul Chambers on bass, and Red Garland on piano. So a pretty stacked lineup for sure. But yeah, this is, I mean, I'll always like to get more Miles Davis. This is, I think, 8 or 9 I have now. He's pretty much number 1 on my list. So anytime I see something or have a chance to pick up more, I will. So this is nice to add to the collection, and it's nice to pop in and see the fine folks at Red Rum Records as well. Next up, also Red Rum purchase. This is Evening with Groucho Marx. I grew up around listening to or seeing Marx Brothers movies. My father showed me all the old Marx Brothers films. I got a little bit obsessed with the Marx Brothers and Groucho to a degree. So this is pretty cool. This is like a live performance in Carnegie Hall, I think. I'd have to double check it here, but yeah. I haven't gotten through the whole thing yet, but I've listened to some of it, and it's pretty funny. It's good stuff. So kind of a cool oddity to have, actually. I like to pick up comedy stuff sometimes, especially stuff like that. That's, you don't see that often anyway. So that's that. So a lot of the rest of the stuff is thrift stores and used records and stuff. This one here, this is Loretta Lynn and Conway Twitty. This was not too expensive. This one's called Lead Me On, one of the many duet albums they did. There was a number of those types of things that went on, I think mainly in the 60s and 70s. I remember Porter Wagner and Dolly Parton did records together. Dottie West and Kenny Rogers, I think, also did a few records together. So this was kind of a thing that happened back then. Not really familiar with this, haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, but I am a fan of both, so I'm sure it will be very good. Next up on my list in the same excursion was this album, Best of BTO. So this adds to my collection. I had one album, 4-wheel drive, so now I have the Best of BTO, which features such hits as Hey You, Let It Ride, You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet, and Taking Care of Business. So yeah, worth a couple bucks just for that alone. Just for Taking Care of Business, actually it'd be worth $2 or $3. But yeah, it's a good piece of lax. Very good. Another best of, this time a little different. The Best of Buck Owens, Volume 2. I do realize I'm starting to gather quite the Buck Owens collection. I think I'm up to 5 or 6 now. This one has a few of the songs that I already have. It's Best of Volume 2. So Act Naturally, which of course was also done by the Beatles, but he did it originally. Wrote it, I believe, too. I've got A Tiger by the Tail is on here. Only You Can Break My Heart, Love's Gonna Live Here. A lot of good tracks on this. I'm actually quite a big fan of his songs. I grew up watching Hee Haw because my parents were big country music fans, but I've become more and more into his music as I've gotten older, going back to a lot of the country stuff that I grew up around. So next up, George Harrison, self-titled, from 1978. This is actually my first full-length George Harrison album. I do have Beatles stuff, but not any Georgia stuff. So aside from the When We Were Fab 7-inch, I do have that. So that's that. This is on his label, Dark Horse, I think. Dark Horse Records, right there. Features a couple singles, I think. Blew Away, I think, is one. That's one song, sorry. And Not Guilty, I think, was another single off of this. There's a few singles. It's a good record, though. I played it all the way through it. Yeah, I wasn't that familiar. It wasn't the songs that I normally have heard. I've heard from most of his records, but this one I'm less familiar with, but I like it. It's a good one. Some more great 70s rock here. This is Cheap Trick, Dream Police. Yes. Previously I only had Budokan, but this is a nice addition. I remember when this was out. I was quite young, but I remember this album, this song, Dream Police in particular. At the time, they were quite the big deal. Great band. Great band. Yeah, and there we go. Inner sleeve there. Got the picture. Nice to get. Another thing that is growing. I'm getting a small Cheap Trick collection. Speaking of which, I also got this one, which is Found All the Parts. It's an EP. They do a version of Day Tripper. Some live tracks and some studio tracks, I think. I think Can't Hold On and Day Tripper were the live tracks, and then Such a Good Girl, Take Me, I'm Yours were the studio tracks, I think. But it's good. I liked it. Kind of neat looking. Well, this is just that. But yeah, it's a good album. Good EP. Nice to have. Another one is another artist I've never had anything by, but very interesting. Lena Lovitch, right there. Always heard lots about her. I've heard some stuff, but I have never owned anything. But yeah, this is it's on Stiff Records. You can see that on the back. It's pretty good. I liked it. Next up, we have The Nails, Mood Swings. I only ever knew them from the song on here, which is Let It All Hang Out. I saw the video, and I always loved that song. I know that I think at some point John Cougar Mellencamp did it as well. But it's a good record overall. I like it, and I'm glad to have picked it up. Not just for the Let It All Hang Out track, but the rest of it too. It's good. Next up, this is NoFX, The Decline, which is actually one song. It's just 18 minutes long. Just pretty long for a punk band, but yeah, that's what this is. This is on Fat Records, which is NoFX's label. This is great to find. There's like a download came with it. This isn't brand new, by the way. I found this used. Hit your inner sleeve right there, and we've got the label right there. Back, the B-side is Clams Have Feelings Too, but even at that, it's still 23, 24 minutes over the whole thing, so pretty decent. Nice to have. Only my second piece of NoFX vinyl. I also have, I think it's S&M Airlines I have, but this was great to find. And finally, getting to the end, I decided to finally pick up Nirvana's In Utero. I almost said In Bloom. In Utero. Good to have. I'm trying to like pick up all the records a lot of the stuff I listened to in the 90s that I had on CD or just had downloaded and stuff. trying to like find that stuff on vinyl gradually. So I've gotten up to this is my third Nirvana record. Wow, fourth if you include the heart-shaped box 12-inch, which I had, but I bought that when it came out. So I've had that for years and years and years. But as far as recent stuff, this will be the third full-length album I've acquired in the last year or so. So I'm getting closer. So there we are, Nirvana in utero. And that's it. That is the end of this vinyl update. Hope you liked it, and if you did, you can like and subscribe, or subscribe, whichever. Do appreciate the subscriptions though, it helps a lot. I have a website also. I'll leave a link in the description, surfacenoise.ca. And aside from that, that's it for today. And I hope everyone has a great week, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.